Hello, hello, hello. So, another day of talking about just what pops in my head, right? So, I was getting ready for work this morning, and I had this thought about when I was in my relationship, that toxic life. I wasn't miserable. I wasn't. I didn't lack hope. And a lot of that had to do with I loved my children. I loved every day. I was thankful to be alive. And maybe it was the struggle with toxicity and survival that gave me that mindset. But as I was getting ready this morning, I had to remind myself that I'm blessed. That we have a roof over our head. I provide the food that we need. We have clothes. If I have car problems, I fix them. And the empowering thought of I'm doing this on my own. So to bring back that mindset of I'm blessed rather than I'm so tired of this situation. I don't want to be here anymore. When are things going to get better? When are my blessings going to roll in? That's been the mindset that I was getting trapped in for the last month and a half. And a lot of it has to do with daily life, right? I mean, I work in the hotel industry, and the things you see make you want to not stay in a hotel. So when it comes down to it, that's just one job. And then to see how it functions on the backside going, man, people can be crooked. So instead of judging those situations, I had to get back to the concept in my mind that I am truly blessed, that things are always working out for me, and that my children are happy, healthy, creative. They have their own goals that they're creating for themselves, which is exciting to see as a parent, because when I was 13 or 16, I had no clue where my life was going. I was just like, well, we'll see what happens. Not the best mindset to have. And even now, I have to say, I'm like Cinderella, living in a castle in a broom closet, but I'm still blessed to have that protection of what we would call a domicile, right? A habitat, something that is our own space. So no matter what you're going through, I encourage you to look at it and find the blessing in it. Because when you start looking for the blessing, you'll start attracting more of that blessing and more of the things to be grateful for. Rather than, you can live in a mansion and still find something wrong with your house. You can still find something that you want that isn't there. You can still want a different house, You can keep thinking that's going to bring you happiness, when in reality, you've worked so hard to get what you want, and then when you get to that point, what happens? Oh, you just want something else. And that's like I was talking about the other day, moving the field goal, right? Every time you get there, it's like, oh, okay, so what do I do now? And a lot of times that is fear of success. And it's funny because I did not realize I was afraid to succeed. And that comes from me coming from a family line that has endured poverty, and that's a poverty mindset. So I felt like if I broke that generational curse, right? If I said I have the right to be successful, then I was going against the grain. I've already been deemed a rebel, wild, out of control. She goes against society. She's trying to stir up problems. And it's never been that. I never did something solely to get attention. I've always done what I felt my spirit was calling me to do, till I learned to push that down, to be accepted by my peers, my parents, my teachers, the church, just different situations that was my life, so I wanted to fit into that world. Now I've gotten comfortable with fitting out of that world, which it gave me that power to go, it doesn't matter where I'm at, I can appreciate my life. So when I woke up this morning, I hit the snooze button, which I very rarely do, and somehow still ended up 5 minutes early to work. But It wasn't, I don't want to do this. It is at a point where I'm tired of doing this because I'm a very honest person. And when you're dealing with people that aren't honest and you're having to tell their lies, it makes it uncomfortable. But understand, when you're at a point of being uncomfortable, that is you being pushed to make a change that will help push you to greatness. So most people don't like change. Just like when I was in a toxic relationship, I was comfortable. And I know that sounds crazy, but it made sense to me. I knew every day how every day was going to go. I knew how that person was going to act, and the way I reacted had to fluctuate based off of the severity of how they were going to act. Hold on. Okay, thank you. So when it comes down to it, sorry. When it comes down to it, 1 second, I gotta mark something down. So when you have to keep fluctuating your life based off of somebody else's actions, you have to get to the point of looking and evaluating your situation. And everyone says, don't judge. Sometimes you have to judge to say, are they safe to be in my life? Is it okay what they're doing? Can I overlook it? Because as you overlook their behavior, you alter your own behavior. So the more that you alter yourself, you lose yourself. Eventually, you're going to lose so much of yourself, your memories change, your behavior begins to change, your desires, the things you think you deserve. Someone can affect you to the point that you no longer know yourself, you no longer feel worthy of anything, you give up easily, there's really no fight left in you, and now you're controllable. So understand, when you're in a situation, I don't care where you're at, just remember to and remind yourself everything is going to be okay. It is only temporary. Even if it's 10 years, that is temporary. It is not the rest of your life. But remind yourself to start waking up and going, okay, as much as I might not like the situation, I can appreciate what that situation gives me, the lessons it's teaching me. Because I'll tell you, all of the uncomfortable situations I've been in have shown me what people are capable of. When you understand what people are capable of, you start understanding that they don't always have your best intention at heart. So when you can understand people, you can start to defend yourself without saying a word. And it's as simple as taking yourself out of the situation, not letting their words get to you, owning your thought process, and listening, but not letting somebody change the way that you look at the world, accept your beliefs, just different aspects. So take your control back and stop feeling like a victim. Instead, start understanding that there's a lot that we're all here to learn in the world we exist in right now. Because we live in a very toxic world, down to the food we eat, the thoughts we think, the people we support, the destruction we allow to Mother Earth, just the little aspects of overlooking things that are not right. And there's been situations that have happened to me throughout my life. Excuse me 1 second. So anyways, when these situations happened, one in particular, I was 16. I was doing drugs, partying, hanging out with the wrong crowd. And when it happened to me, I didn't tell anybody. I was afraid I'd be called a liar. I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be judged. So I kept that pain to myself. And then the next week, it happened to someone else. And Guilt came with that. If I would have been strong enough, if I would have been brave enough, then I could have stopped that person. So now as I'm older, when I see things, I speak up. Because even as my boyfriend pointed out, had you spoke up, don't you think you could have stopped and saved the next person? And like I told him, the same as I just told you, there was a fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, and feeling like I deserved it at that time. So I know, like most of my videos, they're going all over the place, but a lot of things come out at one time, and I'm hoping that many people can take from different aspects, and it will empower you to start speaking up, because we need more voices. We need more people telling their story, because I know a lot of you have had things happen to you as well. And probably the same mindset, fear of judgment, feeling like you deserve it, not wanting to go through it coming out openly, and now everything about you is laid on the line, because now you're vulnerable. But when it comes down to it, please find the courage to speak up. Please find the courage to shed a light on those toxic people that their sole intention is to quiet your mouth. They don't want the truth to be spoken. They don't want their secrets to come out. They want you to live in misery, because that empowers them. So to go back to the beginning of this video, find joy and happiness in what you're in right now. No matter what it is. It could be a box under a freeway. But look at the traffic going by and think, hey, at least I got free cable, reality TV. And understand your situation will get better if you work to make it better. Because you can pray all day long. No one's going to save you. That's your choice. Especially after the woman I met yesterday. Luckily, she left in an ambulance and not a body bag. But when I see situations like that, the things that people do to themselves out of disappointment for themselves, out of the pain they're trying to run from, it's hard, yes. I pray for them, yes. I try not to judge them, because I'm not here to judge anybody other than myself. So, like I said, find that joy in life. Make the most out of it, because you're given one shot that you're going to remember. So make the most out of it. Speak up when you see something wrong. Speak up when bad things happen to you. Create boundaries. Make your life your safe place. And realize you don't have to take shit from nobody. Protect yourself. Love yourself. Enjoy your own company. Embrace your creativity. Because for the longest time, I was Cinderella in a toxic world. So I had to remind myself today, nothing wrong with my life. My children tell me they love me on a regular basis. I can put a smile on the faces of strangers. I can look at myself and say, you're awesome. And it took a long time to get there. But I promise you, if you're struggling, you will get there. And if you have anything in your past that you're hanging on to, I know it's easier said than done, because I've walked the walk. Learn to release it. Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to love yourself, respect yourself. Know that you're more valuable than any material object in this world, because you're a magical creation. And the world needs more magical creations. especially when we use our brains to grow, build a solid foundation, create a unified atmosphere that we can all benefit and enjoy. Because a lot of people aren't doing it right now. They're in it to win it, and they're going to burn the house down in the process. So, like I said, I know all over the place. It's been a busy morning. My brain's always going. It's like a radio station in there. Talk about this. No, talk about that. No, talk about... And I have notes galore. I have spirals galore of just ideas, thoughts, words that are constantly going and flowing. And I'll keep putting the messages out the best that I can. And like I said, hopefully snippets will help a variety of people. Because the one thing I want to see in this world is healing. Because we all deserve to overcome that disappointment, depression, hate for life, fear of love, feeling like we don't belong. We all deserve to overcome these hurdles in life, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel loved. You deserve to have the freedom to feel vulnerable and not feel like it's going to destroy you if it doesn't turn out the way you thought. Because we go through things on a regular basis. Look at it like a roller coaster. Up and wee, and up and wee. I mean, you're just going to keep going and flowing. So instead of thinking that it's knocked you down and you failed, no, you've survived. But got someone coming in. Peace, love, and light. Talk to you later. Bye.